we arrived at the end, and we finally got the startup competition. So I have to ask you something now. Put your hand like that. Come on, follow me. Come on, follow me. A last effort. Your hands like that. Please, everyone. All right. Turn to the person close to you. All right. Obviously, if you are against the wall, don't turn around. Okay. And give a big high five. Well done, because you did it. I mean, 1 day is long. Imagine if it's a 2-day conference, you know. It is. So tomorrow we'll be here, but we'll be ready. Okay, guys, so the startup competition is moderated, and it is really a privilege. It's moderated by Jordan from TechCrunch. So a warm welcome to Jordan. And I think it's probably the first time again that someone from TechCrunch US come here to do this kind of help. And so, Jordan.
Hey, man. Whoa, I'm loud.
Yeah,
you guys know?
Come on, a huge warm welcome to Jordan.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan, have a good job.
Thank you. All right, so if you guys have not joined us before at any of our other conferences or last year, essentially what the startup competition is an opportunity for younger startups to come out here. They get 5 minutes to present, and we're going to have a panel of star-studded judges who are going to kind of lay down the hammer and let them know, what they think. So we'll have 5 minutes of pitches and 5 minutes of Q&A. The winner from both days will walk away with 50,000 euros, as well as plenty of media attention and generally our respect, right? So let's first start by introducing our judges. This first one founded MindBridge, which is essentially created a bridge between Italy and Silicon Valley. So he's taking Italian and European startups and giving them co-working space in Silicon Valley and getting them set up, making those connections. So everyone please welcome Marco Marinucci. Our second judge today is an investor at 360. He's been doing this for 25 years. And if you guys don't know, 360 is one of the biggest investment firms in Italy. So please also welcome Fausto Boni. 35. No? Okay, 15. I'm a liar. And our next judge is Mauro Del Rio, who is the founder of Buongiorno, sold for $300 million to NTT Docomo. It's the most successful exit in history. And last but certainly not least, the man of the hour. You haven't seen enough of him yet. We have TechCrunch editor-at-large, Mike Butcher. He's been covering startups for 17 years. All right, so let's just get started. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to bring out our first startup, which is Sportboom. Once he gets a mic.
Hello, hello. Okay.
We're just going to get 5 minutes up. 1 second.
Sorry. I think I will need it.
I can put it on my phone. That's okay. All right.
Okay. So now I have to consider the timer there?
No, it's going to be on my phone. Well, they should put it up there, but they didn't. So we're just going to go like this. Ready?
It's okay, no problem.
All right, go.
Okay, so hello everybody. I'm Alessandro, one of the founders of Sportboom. So let's get started. Let me introduce you Pico. Pico is our mascot. He's a very sporty and active guy, and he really wants to do something cool and sportive this weekend here in Rome. So this means that he has to spend a lot of time Googling, surfing, try to find something interesting. Then he finds a paragliding center that seems to be okay, try to phone them, emailing them, but they don't reply. So at the end, he just decided to give up because the process takes too long. So this is because he did not use Sportboom, because on Sportboom you can first compare hundreds of sport offers around you, choose the best one, what you want to do, invite all your friends, and manage all the organization through one unique platform, which means that you can share comments and opinions with your friends, you can ask questions to the sport facility, where do you want to go, and you can pay online, splitting the payment. Okay? So our mission is to help Pico, of course. We take a lot of care about him, but we think that many people has the same problem. And to do that, we are creating a worldwide social commerce for sport activities. When we say social, we really mean social. For example, if I want to have a rafting experience with my friends, I can just invite them, invite Tommaso, Leone, Mauro, Mike. If they join me, we all are going to pay less. For example, 30 euros instead of 45. That was the first price. Okay, so let's go on. Nice. This is what we have done so far in order to help Pico and all the people like him. We have launched in July 2013 our new platform with the social commerce integrated. We have mapped almost 20,000 sport facilities in Italy, and 4,000 of them has a self-managed page on Sportboom. We have collected more than 500 sport offers, and we want to have them more and more. And we sell them online with a best price guaranteed, and we earn a 20 to 30% commission on that. And we have also launched the sport directory facility website in Germany. Okay. So how we did it? First, we did it with our Super Sportboom Dream team. Last year, we were here at TechCrunch 2012 in the audience, like you, and we were two different startups. Sportboom was just a sport facilities directory, and it was managed by me, Michele Leone. And we have 3 business profiles, so we didn't cover the IT skill in the team, and we suffer a lot because of that. We came through web agency totally inefficient, freelancers that left the job incomplete, and crazy developers, really hard to manage. But we survived. How we survived? We just invented a revenue stream on our directory for sporting facilities, and the revenue stream was working with Gruppalia, a competitor of Groupon, for almost 1 year, managing their sport offers. Wise Emotions was another startup. It was managed by Marco, Tommaso, and Raffaele, and they were a web agency specialized in mobile application, and we became close friends, and we decided to have this big adventure all together. Okay? Here you can see a picture from the signature day. Where is Tommy? Can you raise your hand? Okay, it's there. Nice. Sorry, I was just joking. Okay, then we did all of this with our investor, Lakeland. Lakeland is on board since the very beginning of Sportboom in 2011. Our relationship started as a classic family and friends investment, but after that, we all got involved in the innovation environment and the Italian startup scene, so we just decided to play big. After the merger with Wise Emotions, they opted for an early stage investment of 500,000 euros, and we are really, really thankful for that. Sorry, I forgot to say that Lakeland is a medium-sized enterprise. Numbers. Here you can see some numbers that we have today, right now. So we are working really, really hard to improve all our metrics. And for example, the data about the orders, the 250, refers to August. In September, we are having a 20% increase, but we have to grow, and we want to grow more and more. Okay, next steps. This is what we are going to do during the next month. First, we are going to develop and launch our mobile application. Right now, we have a beta online that we just use that for testing our cost per acquisition on mobile. The test was really good. So we are really convinced that mobile will be the place to engage our users to have social interaction. So to invite each other, decide what to do, and just go there and have fun. So we are going to develop and launch our super cool mobile app in November, so stay tuned. And second, we are testing right now a new revenue model. The classic one is just transactional, as I told you. But we are seeing that if we allow the sport facilities, that our partners, to manage the Sportboom as they prefer, so deciding, for example, when or not launching super promoted offers, they really want to do it, and they pay an entry-level fee of 500 euros to do it. So we tested this in September, and we are going to build another revenue stream about that.
You're done.
Nice.
All right, big round of applause.
I'm alive, so.
Judges, what do we think? I can hear you,
sorry.
Mike.
Is this on?
Did you see the stupid guys there? Our runners. I think you saw them outside.
Yeah, you got sound, Mike. Go ahead.
Has this got a mic? I can't hear a thing.
There you go.
Oh, right, it is on. Sportboom. I saw a picture once where a sport startup guy came up and threw a custard pie in the guy's face. That would be quite a useful way of remembering some of these pictures. Listen, what are the products that people are actually using at the moment to answer this need prior to you launching? What were they doing instead? Doing a Facebook page? What were they doing?
You mean the users or the sport facilities?
Users.
Users. So the need that we satisfy is like find something to do. The idea was born with me, Michele Leone. We are close friends, so we were thinking, okay, it's really difficult to find something cool to do with your friends. So let's just create a place and stimulate people to do funny things. We immediately thought about on sport because we liked it very much. It's a very big market, and you can do a lot of cool things. So usually right now, a common user try to Google something, or if you wanted to talk about my competitors, I can do it. So I have like Groupon, for example, do something similar, but we don't consider as a social dealer. And you have also Smartbox, but it's another need. It's something that you want to give to another one. So I think that there is nothing really close to what we are doing right now.
How do you plan to use the half million?
The what, sorry?
The money you get?
Okay. So the business is marketing driven. So we absolutely need to invest there. Right now we are optimizing our conversion rate because we have the 95% from search, so the source traffic is search. So the people that land on Sportboom, they just don't know us. So we think it's pretty normal that they don't convert so much. And so we need absolutely to build our brand and enlarge our customer base, and of course the offers. So we need offers to offer to our users, the so-called boomers.
Yeah, you touched the point I wanted to ask about. The current conversion rate is like below 0.2%, which obviously would, if it stays like that, would make it very challenging for you to keep going. So where do you need to get to in order to make this business viable, and how much do you estimate to be the customer acquisition cost you can be acceptable for you?
Of course. So the numbers that you have seen, there's a big bias because when the traffic was 150,000 per month, but just the 20% land on page where we currently have offers and business. Because as I told you, we have 20,000 sport facilities and 600 offers. So if we estimate the CR like that, of course it's very low. I think that I would be that in that case. But if we consider just the offers part, let's say the business part of Sportboom, we are not satisfied right now, but we have launched two months ago. And we are working really hard to improve our conversion rate. This means that we are optimizing pages. We are empowering our customer care, because we absolutely observe that our users need to phone us, to talk with us. And so we have right now a customer care account, but probably we are going to double that resource. And we are going to open new marketing activities in October. We absolutely need more quality traffic, so not just from search. We need to engage our users. The cost per acquisition, it depends, of course. We are really convinced that mobile will be a key for that. We have run a little test in August, September, and we spent for a Facebook user less than €1 on mobile. Okay, this means that we have a lot of data. For example, we can send an email to him a month before his birthday and just invite him to have fun with his friend for his birthday. So we are the cost per acquisition. I think that we can manage the situation, but of course we have to improve a lot our conversion rate. So we are working on it.
Real quick, you cover a good chunk of the question that I had, but again on the go-to-market strategy, you said you mapped 20,000 venues today. How do you do that, and how do you expect to map the other 100,000?
Okay. Well, in Italy you have around 40,000 sport facilities, so we cover about the 50%. We did collecting data from everywhere, so it was really a tough job. And now we are registering them. We are at 4,000 because we need updated info about them. So we collected, for example, from sporting federations, institutions like regions or municipalities, and etc. So
you try to do the same for the other markets, because one of the chunk for the money is to go international.
Of course, and I think that the Italian market was a little bit strange, because I don't know exactly why, but who has data, it's really jealous about them. So for example, the CONI, CONI, that is the Olympic Committee, they have quite everything, but they don't put it online. I don't know why. So in Germany, we have launched a directory there, and we have 45,000 sporting facilities, and we just collected and scraping the web. So it was not such a difficult job. Of course, what we have to do to go international is to scale the country with the e-commerce part. And this is the tough part. You have to collect all the offers, have a contract with them. But I'm pretty confident, because this subscription fee model seems really to work. You can imagine, this is really surprisingly me. Also, I was not so convinced in August when we decided to have the test, but we convert better. Right now, a sport facility prefer to give us 500 euros than to have free access to the channel. This is really strange, but because they just trust us. Otherwise, they consider us like a Groupon for sports. And so Groupon has a relationship with his partner. This is just free riding. So they free ride you as you free ride them. This is the relationship. So they start to lie. It was really, really hard. But if you ask money for a service, they prefer to give you money and have the service back. So we just opened their e-commerce shop, and we consider ourselves more like an eBay for sport activities. So this is your channel. You can skip 15 years, because usually they have a website from the early 90s. And so skip the 20 years of gap that you have an e-commerce, have a social commerce platform with us, and give us, what do you need? What did I have to say?
Time is up, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? There we go. Good job, Sportboom.
Thank you very much. Oh, this is my water. Thank you, but I'm sorry. Can I have just 20 more seconds?
Nope.
We have a challenge all the other startups to have a go-kart race tonight. So if you want to join us, you can come.
Good. Okay. That was like 4 seconds, so I'll forgive him.
Thank you.
All right. The next startup that we have coming out is Aenduo, and it's spelled Aenduo. So do some mental math there. You ready to go? All right.
Slides are up.
5 minutes.
Good afternoon. I'm Tommaso Melodia. I'll be presenting the second startup today, Aenduo. I want you to meet Sharon and George. Sharon is a financial trader, and she's a diabetic. She needs to check her glucose level 4 times a day. And Sharon needs to be seen by a physician every other month. Now, George is a consultant, and he suffers from hypertension. And he needs to check his blood pressure every day, and he needs to be seen by a physician every 3 months. Now, there are many people like Sharon and George worldwide. There are 50 million diabetic people and 150 million hypertensive people in the European Union. And it's estimated there are 26 diabetic people, 26 million, and 78 million hypertensive people in the US. Now, of course, it's been proven by medical and clinical studies that daily monitoring could dramatically decrease major events, adverse events, and it could reduce in-office visits by 50%. Now, so obviously, healthcare providers are looking for ways to provide reliable and affordable home monitoring solutions. But today, this is too complex and expensive, and it's not for everyone. So what if there was a way to provide everyone with simple and inexpensive remote real-time monitoring? This is what Aenduo is trying to do, and to do that, it has developed Aenduo Cozy, which is this device that I'm holding in my hand. Aenduo Cozy is as simple as it gets. Basically, it connects to your favorite meter, pressure or glucose meter. You wait for a beep, you press a button, and you're done. Your information, your data, is available on the cloud to the doctor or to the healthcare provider. It does that by connecting wirelessly to existing commercial meters, and it uploads information through a 3G connection to the cloud. So Aenduo Cozy is as simple as pressing a button in the sense that it connects to all existing meters. It does not require a computer or a smartphone. Basically, there is no need for computer or internet literacy. It has alarms for the patient and for the doctor. For the patient, it has alarms like, you forgot to measure your pressure today. And for doctors, it has alarms like, hey, George's pressure has been too high for the past week. So it provides dashboard and reports for the doctor. It does not need any infrastructure, and it has a flexible cloud API. Now, we think that Aenduo Cozy has features that our competitors cannot offer now. It's a certified medical device. It connects to all existing commercial meters for glucose and pressure. It is a mobile solution. It does not need the patient to have a pre-existing internet connection or a network infrastructure. It provides alarms and reporting and a cloud API. Now, where are we now with Aenduo? We have signed contracts with customers, with multinational customers, and we're already producing the devices, and they're already shipping. The company is generating revenues, and it has just recently received a 100K euro grant to further develop the technology. And we are thinking of expanding in the European Union and to attack the US in the next year. We are particularly proud of our team that is characterized by diversity, competence, and experience. Marcello, our CEO, has 15 years of experience in the IT sector. Claudio is a sales manager with 15 years of experience. Michelangelo is a financial and IP protection engineer. Shandi is our marketing guru. And I am in charge of research and development. And I direct a research lab on wireless networks in the United States at the State University of New York at Buffalo. Max is our hardware engineer with 20 years of experience in developing devices. Now, our financials, we're looking for 1.5 million euros in the next 2 years. We expect our sales to grow fast, up to 90 million in the next 5 years. In the 5th year, we expect our revenues to be composed 60% of sales of the service, 40% of sales of the device. And we make these estimates based on the assumption that we'll be able to capture 20% of the market share, in the assumption that the market will be composed of 1/2% of the people that suffer from diabetes and hypertension today.
5 seconds.
I'm done?
Nailed it.
Thank you for listening. I'm Tommaso Melodia. I'll be taking questions on behalf of Aenduo.
Awesome.
Telemedicine for all.
Good job. Can I see the device?
This device or this?
I'm going to show the judges.
Sure.
You guys go ahead and get started.
Should I start?
You guys want to take a look?
So I like the market. You are approaching a big market and solving a real problem. It is all good. I have a few questions. I have several questions, but I focus on maybe one or two.
Sure.
Can you go one back?
Absolutely.
Revenues, you mentioned you're making most of your revenue out of services. Can you explain that?
Not going back, actually.
Okay. There was 60% of your revenues are from services
yes,
and
that
not
will
the
be
hardware?
in the 5th year. That's our business plan assumes that our revenues will be coming at the beginning mostly from sales of the device, and part of that from sales of the service. And then increasingly, our revenues will shift and become 60% from the service and 40% from the device.
Can you define services?
Service would be to provide telemonitoring service to, for example, a healthcare provider. So means from giving the device, creating the device, giving it to the healthcare provider, and giving them the software to manage the whole infrastructure.
Got it. So you give the devices for free and you manage the...
Well, we will not be giving the devices for free at the beginning.
All right, the other one real quick, and then I move over. Are you trying to sell direct or through third parties? That wasn't clear to me.
Sure. We're trying to, so far we are talking with businesses. So we're talking with other companies that offer telemedicine services, and we'll be talking with healthcare providers. Actually, we're already doing that. Hospitals, insurance companies.
Hi. My question is a simple one. You say that this device connects with any device in the market. How does it connect with it? Because you need that, I would assume, at least a USB port.
It has a USB port and a Bluetooth connection. No.
Okay, so the device that you connect with must have either one or the other.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, and if they already communicate via those kind of means, why do you need an additional piece of hardware? Because, you know, I would assume that people today have, like, in 90% of the case, devices that can communicate with the, let's say, blood pressure meters. We are shareholder. We are invested in a company called WeThings, for example, that monitors pressure and, you know, communicate via smartphone directly.
Sure.
So why another device on your pocket?
Okay, very good question. And in fact, we started from there. Okay, we thought at the beginning, well, maybe we could come up with a smartphone app that connects to existing commercial meters and then upload it to the cloud. Okay, there are some technical reasons why that is not possible. In many cases, the communication protocols of the existing meters are not publicly available. Okay, Aenduo can connect with those. So it's not something that you can do with an app. Okay, and I'll be glad to discuss more details offline about that. There's also other reasons.
It's not something you can do with an app. Why can't you do it with an app?
Marcello, do you want to add something on that? Marcello has been working on the communication protocol.
Quickly, because we're at 1:35.
You got no time. Do it now.
Go.
Yeah, you just have to answer the question.
Why can you not do it with a smartphone, with an app?
With an app? Well, imagine if you're a doctor and you have to ask, imagine that you're a doctor and you have to ask to your patients, do you have a smartphone? And what's the operating system that you're using? And do you have internet connection? Or please go to the Play Store and download the last version, but remember then maybe in the next year the app can change and you need to download it. And well, we are talking about a medical device, not the personal caring device. And solution needs to be tested.
So what you're saying is this basically is more secure because it's about medical information, and you can't just do it on a smartphone app because there's potential data leakage or it could be hacked.
This is secure, reliable, certified.
Right, so this is secure, reliable, and other medical organisations will buy into this. What you're doing is you're saying it's creating a barrier to entry because medical organisations will ratify this, but they won't ratify a smartphone app. Is that what you're saying?
Right. We're saying that in addition to that, with an app, you cannot basically do low-level work in terms of communication protocols to make sure that you can connect with all existing meters.
Okay.
You can connect with some through an app.
I'm going to go with one more question.
Okay. What is the cost to you of the device and how do you manufacture it?
Okay. We are basically everything, the design of the device, the testing has been done by us. Okay, it's been the printing of the PCB board has been done overseas, but all the design is made in Italy. The cost to us is something that we're not completely ready to disclose in public. We would be glad to talk about it in a private.
Can you talk about margins?
Yes, the margins at this point are 40 to 50%.
Does that kind of answer your question, Fausto?
Not really, but I understand.
Okay, you'll yell at him later. Everybody give it up. Good job, Aenduo. Okay, we're halfway there, guys, and then it's dinner time. Our third startup is called Bauzaar. Come on down.
Hello. I guess I don't have the.
You don't have a clicker? You can just say okay, and they'll switch your slides for you, and then we'll start 5 minutes as soon as you start chatting.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'm Matteo. Before we start, I do need to know how many of you. I mean, just raise your hand if you have a pet. Okay, and I guess all of you love your pets, so I guess you are the right audience, and so we can start with this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story about Bauzaar, and we are gonna briefly start with the idea and the online and all the rest. So if we can just switch the slide, please. Okay, the idea is it comes from me and Domenico. Unfortunately, Domenico is not here because poor boy is on honeymoon today, so it just can be here. And we went online on the 3rd of June, so we've been like almost 4 months now online. And we are in e-commerce, and we are active in the pet food industry in Italy, just in Italy right now. And we have all the value chain internal. Grazie. Internal. We do sell pet food products to just cat and dogs, and we do that by using the frequent delivery service, which I will briefly explain later. Just before this, let's see what are the problems that we are addressing. I'm going to try to do this with a fun comic. So basically, he comes back and she realized that he bought just some cheap cat food, and of course she yelled at him, and he said, well, honey, I went shopping everywhere, but I just couldn't find, so you know, I just tried to improvise. Ah, you improvise, huh? Now you handle the cat. So because what does the comic says now? It says that when it comes to pet, you have several different kind of problem, which is like diet, assortment, frequency of eating and so on. So what we did was basically putting everything together and say, okay, let's try to sell food, but we do know that we need to sell that with a certain frequency because the pet cannot change the diet as the pet cannot eat too much. So we do know how much we spend. So we came up with a basic idea of let's sell stuff, but let's give the client the possibility to schedule what we are selling. And here comes the frequent delivery service, where you basically compose your order, you schedule your delivery, so you select the frequency, and at the end, you don't need to lug supplies anymore home. And we do that also by offering free delivery and customer support. We also offer free expert consulting support. And one of the most important things that we do care about this is that we also participate to a donation program. Where the first delivery that is scheduled, we suddenly give €2 to a certified onlus that is working with us, and it's Save the Dogs. And we do this in a market, in the Italian market right now. We have, good numbers that can support our business model. The first one is the fact that the online retail sales in Italy by 2016 will have a CAGR of almost 20%. And we also, when we address the pet food industry, we realize that in Italy, they are spending 1.8 billion euro. And what is deal online is just 0.8%, but is growing with a double-digit growth. It means that the pie is growing, and everything in the pie that is deal online is growing as well. So we do see there to tap in the market. What's important is what's our ambition. So far, we made all possible by private funding, so just me and Domenico, basically all the saving we had in the company. And I decided to not put any revenues in here, and now that I look at it, there may be one typo, because as Yassi said before, sometimes business planning, it can be, a tough game to play. So we decided to not put any revenues and have a chat in the Q&A. The ambitious plan can be deal right now, and we are looking for some finance just to speed up and to accelerate the business. And basically, we do also see the frequent delivery service tapping in few other markets, Nordics market, where the conversion rate is much higher, and then the pet food market is much higher. We see Bauzaar going in Germany, and then in France, Austria, and Switzerland by using some synergies that we could have with logistics. Right now, everything is internalized. So we have the warehouse is our warehouse, the offices are our offices. So we don't have any, we don't have any fixed costs so far, unless it's just everything is based on marketing and performance marketing. So we have variable costs so far. And
5
of course,
seconds.
the people that is with us. Just last thing, if you want to buy your food on Bauzaar, you can use the TechCrunch coupon that we created for you. Will be activated, of course, if we win.
What do you think, Mike?
Right, during the, I'm old enough to remember a lot of pets websites launching in the late 90s and going big and then failing miserably. Why do you think that this has got success written over it in simple terms? I mean, what's to stop a big e-commerce provider just adding this as a feature?
Okay, we do see. Okay, let's start from the competitors. Right now in Europe, there is one big player right now, which is Zooplus, which is basically the only one player. And as long as we keep looking at the market, we see that there are small, tiny shops that are coming up. They were offline and they go online. And if I look at Italy, I see that 90% of the pet food dealt online is for Zooplus. And the remaining 10% is just for a market that has absolutely no clue on performance marketing or customer acquisition or metrics, whatever. So right now, the sole way to come in the market is by bringing knowledge with you, metrics with you, by understanding what's a customer lifetime value or what's a CPA, for instance. We see the frequent delivery service as an upselling service, because right now it's not an explicit need. The people do not know that they can need the frequent delivery service, but when they do realize that there is the possibility to schedule everything, when they do realize that they save 5% on the order because they are scheduling it, and so on.
All right.
Okay.
Mauro.
Yeah. Basically, I think it's fair to say, which is like e-commerce site plus specialization for pets plus frequent delivery service.
Correct. You can also buy one-time shipping, to try the service. Of course, we don't lock you.
So yeah. So let's say that it's not, let's say, very unique or specialized as a service. Right?
Not at all.
So basically, from what you're saying, I can foresee that it's an execution play, mainly done via acquisition metrics and this type of things.
Correct.
So what's unique about, typically this type of game become very, very competitive, no? Relatively.
Yes.
What's unique about your company that can allow you to defend from competition, that basically can copy the idea and then compete on you on acquisition?
Well, of course, I would be glad if someone is, just reproducing the idea. It means that.
Frankly, I think you are.
No. I would, if I was outside and I would say someone is, just reproducing the frequent delivery service, it means that there is a rationale behind it.
Yeah, but don't you think that you are reproducing frequent delivery service? Because actually, my impression is that basically, frequent delivery service is like an interesting area with a lot of competition, and your service is not unique. You are joining a bandwagon.
No, of course. Okay, first of all, we are the first one in Italy and the first one in Europe. It's not a subscription model. It's a place.
So what's the difference?
So basically, you are not paying. Let's say I want to receive this every 15 of the months, and if I pay 3 months in advance, I save money. No, it's not that. The frequent delivery service is the possibility to go on the website, say, I want to receive this every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks. And when you go on your profile, you can always modify that, add something or delete something or cancel something. And where I make money is on the fact that if I know that next week you will receive the order that you scheduled, I can send you an email and say, okay, we just received these trials, snacks, whatever. And by cross-selling, I'm increasing the profit contribution. So, it's a double game. I'm not just selling to you, and I know my assortment firsthand. So I basically know that 1 month from now, I will need to ship, 15 tons of Almonature, whatever.
Okay, so you think this is differentiation?
Yeah, I do think that.
You know, the competitor you mentioned, Zooplus, is about 350 million turnover, present in many countries. I guess they are way dominant in Italy. And to get there, they raised tens of hundreds of millions. So, I mean, I see a complete disconnect here. You know, if you raise money in the 100,000 euros, you cannot simply compete with people in that league. Either you raise an order of magnitude more, or it's, you know, going to be challenging even in Italy. I mean, not imagining of going outside of Italy is a bit of dream in me.
Of course. But by saying that, it's like assuming that I want to eliminate Zooplus from the market, which is not the message I'm trying to send here. I'm just trying to say that I do want to be seen as a leader in the frequent delivery service, and on top of the product portfolio quality. So I'm just addressing to brands which are superior and quality, because my client, for instance, it's a real one, it's Antonella, is a doctor in Milan. When she called me the first time, she said, I want to try your service. Okay. After that, I called her and say, how did you find that? Good. Let's give it a try again. The first thing that she told me is that, okay, on Zooplus, I was okay, even if sometimes I couldn't do the quick order because there was no availability of the product. With me, I know that you need that in 5 weeks, so I will, optimize my assortment by that. I also know that my client, my user base cannot be all about frequent delivery service. There will always be people that they just buy once. But again, I'm not trying to compete with the market leader, which is actually an expected revenues of 500,000 euro by 2030. I mean, yes. So, I know that, but they've been active for 11 years so far.
Marco, we have time for another real quick one.
We do, real quick. So the question that you expected, share some of your metrics. What are you measuring today, starting from revenues, and how do you think that you can scale them?
Oh, revenues.
From the 3rd of June, we've been with 150 orders, and we have about 30 frequent delivery service active. They have the average of 5 weeks. Basically, we are shipping 10 kilos on the average, and what else? The basket size. The average basket size is, with VAT, is 50 euro, around 47 euro so far. The conversion rate, it's almost close to 1%. But if you look at the cohort, so if I exclude people that I know that they bought because they're a friend of mine, we will drop to 0.6% so far. But we don't have any optimization plan, A/B testing, or nothing like that. And we even stopped performance marketing because we also wanted to start see if by SEO people can come to the website and buy the product. It's happening. It's not happening like it's a huge success, but it's happening so far. And the good thing is also that it's a real economy. So it's not a service or whatever. You buy something and you receive, a white package with the brand and all the stuff. And that's Bauzaar.
She's getting very close to you, so that means something.
Good job.
Yes, thank you very much.
Can I give it up for him, please? Good job. Bauzaar. All right, guys, we have one startup left on this list, and then we have 5 more minutes of questioning, and then we're done. So why don't you come out here? We have Fluentify. Give it up for him, guys. And you have your clicker, you have your mic, everything. And then 5 minutes is right there.
Nimen hao, wo chao Giacomo Moiso, wo shi Fluentify de Chang Shiren. Heo gaoxin zaizeli jan neo nimen. Guys, are you lost in translation? I guess most of you probably are, but don't worry, because that's exactly what I experienced during my international master in Paris. I was looking for an apartment, but unfortunately, I was not yet fluent in French. And trust me, it has been a nightmare, a nearly slept in the tube. And I'm sure probably you experience similar situations in your life. But don't worry, as I said, because today I'm introducing you Fluentify. Fluentify is a new way to connect language learners to carefully selected native speakers. On Fluentify, language learners save money when practicing, tutors make money, and learners become fluent talking about things that really matters to them. You know, I'm a bit nervous, but really excited today because Fluentify is one of the youngest startups at TechCrunch. We launched only 4 months ago. However, we already have more than 1,000 registered students. We selected 66 awesome tutors, receiving more than 500 applications. And the good news is that people love what we do. We sold 750 sessions on a platform. And do not forget, we did that with a tiny marketing budget. Every day, language learners sign up on our platform for 3 main reasons. First of all, they want to improve in their career path. Secondly, they want to successfully pass an English exam, or simply they want to keep the language alive. And thirdly, we talk every day with small business owners who would like to start training abroad, but unfortunately, themselves and their employee are not yet fluent in English. To help them all, we had to develop a great product. And I now want to show you how it works. On Fluentify, every day, language learners sign up on a platform, and they can start easily to create their own profile. As soon as the profile is ready, they can search for tutors. And according to the tutor introduction video, interests, and availability, they can choose the tutor they like the most. The all-language experience takes place on a platform with our built-in video conferencing software. You see, I was practicing with Diana on the Millennium Bridge, and it really means that there are no more physical constraints to become fluent in a language. Fluentify is growing very fast. We're growing both organically and through partnerships. The most important one that was signed 2 weeks ago with Kaplan International Colleges. Kaplan is the leading English school in the world, with over 60,000 students every year. As I said, we launched only 4 months ago, and we targeted the Italian market with English sessions only. However, from day one, we decided to develop a scalable product because, as you can imagine, Fluentify's potential is global. In future, we're going to enter new geographies, adding more languages. And of course, to do that, having a great product is not enough. We also need great people. And honestly, I really believe that our team is outstanding. Myself and Andrea, we developed the business. Matteo and Alberto are Fluentify developers. And last but not least, Claudio and Giulio cares about Fluentify communication and design. But we're not alone. We also have 4 great advisors. 2 successfully exited entrepreneurs, Ian Merrick and Gary Smith. Vladimir Soto is a creative guru, and Robert Cotese has over 20-year experience in managing big corps around the world.
15 seconds.
We are very passionate about what we do at Fluentify because we build something that can change people's lives. Because being fluent in a new language let you explore and deeply understand the world out there. Because we open you a new set of possibilities that today probably you cannot even imagine.
And thank you. There we go. Awesome. You nailed it.
Andrea, please.
Sure, he can
Andrea
come out
is
and answer
Fluentify COO and Tutors Manager. Is going to help me answer any question you might have.
Go ahead,
Thank
Marco.
you.
Hey, congrats on the presentation, nice.
Thank you.
I mean, your problem is that your approach in the market is kind of very busy. If you were to define your unique value proposition, if there is one, or maybe it's the team, but can you name one?
Yeah, sure. So we are now trying to take on online what people try to do every day in the real life. We are not providing just language learning. We are trying to put people in touch. For example, I'll make you an example. People on a platform can talk about taking picture with a tutor from Texas. It's not just learning a language, not just improving a language. It's really sharing experience, and at the same time, you improve your English. We're totally different from language schools or even online competitors. We really try to put together the two things.
Let me rephrase it, being a little bit more focused. Are you producing any intellectual property with the platform that you're built?
So we developed a video conferencing platform starting from a third-party software. We heavily changed it, but still it's not IP. It's not our IP.
Well, I know we had the chance to discuss this a bit with you before. I think my feedback is that I like the service and the way it is conceived. I know that you're not focusing much on the matrix today, but still I would encourage you to know more about your conversion and your matrix, because it's simply, you know, the basic of any business of this kind. So even if you are young and just started, there is not an excuse for me not to know what your conversion rate is. So, I mean, try to be very disciplined about the metrics. That's a bit my
Thank you for your feedback. And
actually, in the backstage, I had a look at the metrics, and our conversion rate is around 10% at the moment. Is it? Yeah.
Didn't he say 1%?
Pardon?
Didn't you say 1% earlier?
I said 1%?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll listen better.
It wasn't us, I think.
Okay.
The thing is that we are really focusing on the end of the funnel, as I said before, because we want to delight the existing users. So the ones that are now practicing on Fluentify, the thing that we're looking at is the rebuy rate. At the moment is 58%. Yeah. That's the important thing for us.
You know, 10% is an unheard of matrix. So you have, you know, 1 out of 10 visitors
the conversion,
do register.
Are you looking at the conversion from like people that sign up?
Visit to registration. Or visit to buy, to lesson.
The thing is that we are now only open to English sessions, so we have to look at English learners. So I was looking at English learners, the ones that are visiting the website for English, for the purpose of learning English. Then 10% of them, they buy classes. Of course, if we look at all the visitors, we have people that want to improve Spanish, Russian, Chinese, Arabic. So, I mean, I don't think it's fair to take them into account at the moment.
I reiterate that actually the metrics seem kind of out of range. So maybe, I mean, you may want to take a look at it again. But the people who get in touch, they can share information about themselves and then stay in touch without your help after that. Do you have a way of kind of avoiding that? Or
yeah, actually, at the moment, it doesn't make any economic sense to avoid the platform because we only take a 20% fee. So let's say that you want to go on Skype and then send the money to a tutor each time, then the fees on PayPal are higher because there is a fixed plus a variable fee. So unless you want to send the money up front, but then you take the risk of paying someone before taking the classes. So that's why, for example, there is one student that bought more than 60 classes, and he buys one class every day, and he keeps on buying the classes with the same tutor, and they keep on buying on our platform because it doesn't make sense for them to go on other platform.
Are they so it's online video, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are they actually doing language learning, or are they doing something else?
Just language.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Because I think that judging by the profiles of some of these people, by the way, you didn't even show the product. So I thought your pitch was really good, but you didn't show the product, which is, you know, kind of a missing thing.
I mean, we opted for it.
it may be that your next pivot might be into dating, judging by some of the profile pictures on the site here.
We say that our tutors are carefully selected.
They quite clearly are carefully selected. I think I should be carefully selecting a few myself later on.
Actually, may I explain you how we select the tutors?
No, just 1 second. Busu is the biggest kind of player in this, and they've got like 35 million users. You know, you're kind of, you know, you've got 1,000 users right now, right? So, you know, how are you going to get up there? How are you going to scale?
You want to answer?
I mean, that's true, but we are just focusing on improving, refining the language. Buzu is a great website, but you can start learning a language on Buzu, and then it's tough to practice a language on Buzu, to speak a language with other people on Buzu.
So you feel like you're the next stage on?
I mean, Buzu should be a perfect partner for Fluentify, because you cannot learn a language on Fluentify, but we are the best place where to practice to speak the language.
May I just add 1 point? I mean, their position is really gamified, and it's really like free service. They're not trying to shift to a more premium service, but without success, because they've been focused on the other positioning for years now. So it's really tough for them. We also have a conversation with them in London. It's really tough for them to switch to the premium service. That's why I think Giacomo said maybe a good partner for us, because students, they could come from Buzu to Fluentify.
Mind you, 35 million users is a nice problem to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah? All right. Thank you, Fluentify.
Thank you.
So before I release the judges, I just want to get your votes for these startups real quick, the audience votes. So I want you to raise your hand when I say the startup that you would vote for if you were giving them 50,000 euros. So let's start with Sportboom. We've got a bunch of runners over there. We got a few back there. Okay, good, good. Aenduo. Paying attention, judges? All right. Bauzaar. Okay, and finally, Fluentify. Ooh, you see that? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to bring back Marco. Thank you, judges. Can I get a big round of applause for our amazing judges? You're released.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, Jordan. Thank you very much.